Yes, good afternoon, everyone. So, audio video clear है ना? I'm fine, Abhishek. So, audio video clear ना? Okay. Then we'll continue our class. Closing the chat box. So, yesterday in note, one last point is there. In that note only corresponding with that. Yesterday we discussed some points. One last point is there. So, that point we'll discuss. Today we'll start doing numerical questions based on this concept. So, let us see this one. Let me consider a bar magnet. One bar magnet, let me consider. The bar magnet was suspended by a string from the rigid support. This is one string is there. From the rigid support, the bar magnet is suspended. Now the string is rotated through an angle alpha. Let us either in anti-clockwise or clockwise. Now I consider it is in anti-clockwise direction through an angle alpha. Because of the rotation of the string, what happened to the bar magnet? Bar magnet also will rotate. Will it rotate the same angle through same angle alpha? No, it will not rotate through same angle alpha. For example, the bar magnet was rotated through an angle theta. Alpha is the angle through which string is rotated in anti-clockwise. Then the bar magnet also will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Initially, let us suppose the bar magnet is in magnetic meridian. It is in equilibrium position. Now the bar magnet was displaced through an angle theta. So what happened? The torque will develop. The torque will be acting on the bar magnet. So now if I call it as the north pole of the bar magnet and this is the south pole of the bar magnet. Okay, Nara? Because of the torque, what happened to the bar magnet? Will align in its equilibrium position. Which one you rotated? You rotated that string. Because of the rotation of the string, what happened to the bar magnet? It is turned through an angle theta. So when you leave the string, the bar magnet will come back to its original position or not? It will come back to its original position. So what is the reason? Now actually when bar magnet is rotated through an angle theta, so what is the torque acting due to the horizontal component? Due to the horizontal component, torque acting value given by the magnetic moment of bar magnet is m. So m into bh into sine theta. This is the torque acting on the bar magnet due to horizontal component. Due to which component? Horizontal component. Are you getting Ara? Torque acting due to horizontal component. If you want to rotate, a torque is needed. What is the torque acting due to the horizontal component is given by m into bh into sine theta. Now actually here one more torque will develop. That is called as what? Restoring torque. What is the meaning of restoring torque? Restoring torque. Whenever a string is rotated, that string will be twisted. So when you leave the string, again the string will come back to its original position. It will. Now you rotate in anti-clockwise. When you leave the string, it will rotate in clockwise direction. Because of which one? The restoring torque. The restoring torque is directly proportional to angle of twisting. Actually, the bar magnet has to come back to its original position. It has to rotate through an angle theta. Through what angle? The string is rotated? Alpha. So what is the restoring torque? Which is restoring torque which is developed? That restoring torque value directly proportional to this restoring torque value directly proportional to, so alpha minus theta. Alpha minus theta. So can I call this restoring torque as tau r? Tau r value will be directly proportional to, so alpha minus theta. Why written alpha minus theta? You have to understand. Because you rotated in alpha, because of rotating the string through an angle alpha, bar magnet rotated through an angle theta. Now the restoring torque has to make the bar magnet to its initial position. Initial position means, so the bar magnet has to rotate in clockwise direction through an angle theta. So what is the angle through which the string has to rotate? for the bar magnet to come back to its original position, that is given by alpha minus theta. Okay, Nara? So this tau r value, in order to remove the proportionality, one constant is needed, that is given by C, capital C. This is a proportionality constant. So capital C into alpha minus theta. Capital C into alpha minus theta, where capital C is called as proportionality constant. This name is called as couple per unit twist. Couple per unit twist. It is purely depends upon string. Couple per unit twist. This value will be different for so different strings. Regarding this C, you will come to know this tau r. Tau r is called as what? Restoring torque. Actually, initially, if I consider the bar magnet was there in equilibrium position. In horizontal component of electromagnetic field, bar magnet is in equilibrium position, stable equilibrium. If you want to rotate the bar magnet through an angle theta, what is the torque I need to apply? This is actually external torque. This external torque value will be equal to tau torque due to horizontal component, tau bh, which is m into bh into sin theta. Because of this external torque, bar magnet is displaced through an angle theta. Again, after leaving the string, the bar magnet has to come back to its original position. When it has to come back to its original position, the torque is called as restoring torque. That restoring torque value given by tau r value directly proportional to alpha minus theta. So what is the condition for equilibrium? For equilibrium, what is the condition? For keeping the system for equilibrium, when the bar magnet will be held at an angle theta with its equilibrium position. For equilibrium, the torque acting due to the restoring torque value should be equal to torque due to external force. Actually, the torque due to external force and torque due to horizontal component both are equal. If you want to rotate the bar magnet from its equilibrium position, how much torque you should apply? The torque is exactly equal to torque due to horizontal component of electromagnetic field. Here, what can I write? C of alpha minus theta. C of alpha minus theta value will be equal to m into so bh into sin theta. M into which one? Bh into sin theta. This point cleared, or once you check, what is this point related with what? Bar magnet was suspended by a string from the rigid support. Now string is rotated through an angle alpha by applying some external force. Okay, because of this rotation of the string, bar magnet is displaced from its equilibrium position. Let us suppose initially the bar magnet is aligned in the direction of BH. If you want to rotate the bar magnet through an angle theta, so how much external torque is needed? Which is given by mbh into sin theta. Now bar magnet is rotated through an angle theta. After leaving the string will not remain as it is. What happened to the string will rotate back opposite direction because of the restoring torque. The restoring torque value directly proportional to alpha minus theta. To bring back the bar magnet to its original position, the string has to rotate through what angle? Alpha minus theta. If this point is cleared, means everything is okay. Why it is alpha minus theta? Alpha is the angle through which string is rotated in anti-clockwise direction. Theta is the angle through which the bar magnet has to come back in clockwise direction. So what is the angle through which the string has to rotate? Because the string is twisted, it has to rotate is given by the angle alpha minus theta. So tau r value directly proportional to alpha minus theta. Tau r is equal to C into alpha minus theta. C is a proportionality constant. The name is called as what? A couple per unit twist. C value different for different that is strings. Okay, Nara? Then for equilibrium, in equilibrium, what happens? The bar magnet will not align its initial position. It will remain in the same position. For equilibrium, the restoring torque value will be equal to torque due to external force or torque due to BH. So restoring torque formula C of alpha minus theta will be equal to m into BH into sin theta. From yesterday, many are facing the problem how to calculate the torque. Torque is the topic you will come to know in the system of particles and rotational motion. Torque is a product of force and perpendicular distance. So torque value, if you want to calculate, you need to multiply force and perpendicular distance. And yesterday Ismail is asking, sir, torque value different for torque, no need to calculate for two poles. So together, so torque acting on the two poles together only will call it as tau. What is the torque acting on a bar magnet? placed in external uniform magnetic field, we written it as tau is equal to m into b into mbh into sin theta. That is the total net torque acting on the total bar magnet, not on north pole or not on south pole. So together, north pole and south pole together, what is the torque acting? Generally, for bar magnet to rotate, so generally couple means what are two equal and opposite forces. So two forces are needed to apply. This force, if I call it as a north pole, if I call it as south pole, so north pole will experience a force like this. South pole will experience a force like this. North pole will rotate like this. South pole will rotate like this. For a body to rotate, now the body is rotating clockwise or anti-clockwise? So anti-clockwise, sorry, clockwise. To rotate in clockwise, two forces are applied. One force applied here, one force applied here. Two forces are equal in magnitude, but opposite in direction, which are acting at two different points. Will constitute a couple. Ismail, your doubt. Some examples for torque, couple. So if you want to rotate the car steering, we will apply the two forces. One will be downward, one will be upward. If you want to rotate a tap, we will apply the two forces. One will be top, one will be bottom. Here also, force will be acting on the north pole, force will be acting on the south pole. Because of the north pole or south pole forces are acting, so torque will be generated. The turning effect of force only called as torque. That torque formula is given by m into bh into sin theta. Okay, na Ismail? Ismail, yesterday your doubt cleared, Ara? Okay. So next point is last point, one more. Actually, what is the meaning of intensity of magnetization? Intensity of magnetization. Intensity of magnetization. Yesterday, one student has sent to me this doubt. Actually, this has to be discussed in further classes. It has to be discussed in further classes. But yesterday he asked one doubt. Sir, what is intensity of magnetization? Actually, we need to define this definition in further classes. When we studied the classification of magnetic material, there we need to study regarding intensity of magnetization. But some problems are given even in this exercise also based on H. What is intensity of magnetization? So intensity of magnetization represented by a symbol H. Intensity of magnetization is a vector quantity. What is intensity of magnetization? Generally, I consider one magnetic substance like iron, nickel, cobalt. If I want to magnetize this substance, so there are many methods are there. Among them, one method is placing in external magnetic field. Because of placing in external magnetic field, this material will be magnetized. This material will be magnetized because of the method of induction. Yesterday, someone is asking, sir, what is the property of method of induction? In this method of induction, so what we'll do, we'll take a bar magnet and nearer to the bar magnet, we'll bring one magnetic substance. Because of the method of induction, here the north pole will be generated, here the south pole will be generated. So this method is called as the method of induction. A material can be magnetized by placing in external magnetic field. So actually, intensity of magnetization means it is the strength of the magnetizing field. If you apply magnetizing field stronger, the material will be magnetized to more extent. Extent of magnetization is more. If the applied magnetic field is weaker, the extent of magnetization will be less. Actually, whether it is magnetized more or whether it is magnetized lesser, that is decided by magnetic field induction. Material magnetized is given by magnetic field induction. In free space, if it is a free space between the two poles, so magnetic field induction value are directly proportional to field strength value. What is intensity of magnetization? H. How much field strength you apply, that is only called as what? H. So B naught value directly proportional to H. To remove the proportionality, B naught value is equal to mu naught into H, where mu naught is called as what? Permeability. So what is the value of mu naught? Mu naught value given by, so B naught divided by H. I want to define here H na. H only called as what? Intensity of magnetization. Here it is H. H value will be given by B naught divided by mu naught. So this is the definition for intensity of magnetization. Intensity of magnetization is the ratio between magnetic field induction due magnetic permeability. What is B naught value? B naught value is the magnetic field induction. B naught is called as what? Magnetic field induction. Magnetic field induction divided by what is mu naught? Permeability. It is what? Permeability. What is permeability? Permeability is the admittant property of the medium, magnetic property of the medium, which is H value given by B naught divided by what? Mu naught. H value is what? B naught divided by mu naught. This is for free space. Whenever the space is given free space, so this is the definition. Are you getting Ara? How much extent the material is magnetized depends upon magnetizing field strength. B naught value directly proportional to H, B naught value mu naught into H. So if I take for a medium, between the two poles, if a medium is there, for a medium, instead of the free space, if medium is there between the two poles, so I can write magnetic field induction B. B value directly proportional to H. H value as it is. So B value can be written as what? Mu into H. B value is written as what? Mu into H. So mu can be written as, not mu here, we want to written H value. H value can be written as B divided by mu. So H, there are two definitions are there. Two definitions in the sense, in a free space, B naught by mu naught. Magnetic field induction in free space by permeability of the free space. Whereas in a medium, it is a ratio between B and mu, where B is the magnetic field induction, mu is the permeability. This ratio is called as what? H. Are you getting Ara? This magnetic field induction is a vector quantity because it is the strength of the applied magnetic field. It is a vector quantity. So its direction is there. And what is the SI unit of this H value? Yes, sir, SI unit of H value. What is SI unit of B? B SI unit is given by force divided by F divided by pole strength. Pole strength unit of ampere meter. By mu, permeability units are given by, so F into, that is, here actually I will write the formula first. How can we refine magnetic field induction? Magnetic field induction defined as the force acting on the unit north pole. So F divided by M rho. What is mu? Mu can be written from the Coulomb's law. So Coulomb's law, mu can be written as what? So F value will be equal to mu divided by 4 pi. Mu by 4 pi into M1 into M2 divided by D square. From the Coulomb's law we written. From this mu value can be written as, so F into D square divided by M1 into M2. Can you remember? So F into D square divided by which one? M1 into M2. M1, M2 are the pole strength. Here F value cancel. This M1, M2 will go to numerator. M1, M2 are nothing but what? Pole strength. These both are nothing but what? Pole strength. F by M. Here it is also pole strength. So what I will get the answer? I will get the answer M1 into M2 divided by, so still what is left? M into D square. M1, M2 are nothing but pole strength only. Pole strength units are ampere meter, ampere meter. What I will get? Ampere meter square. Correct, Ara? So ampere meter, one pole strength, so ampere meter, one pole strength. Here 1 ampere meter cancel. Ampere square, meter square. Divided by denominator 1 ampere meter is there. 1 ampere meter is there into meter square. Meter square cancel. Ampere, 1 ampere cancel. So what is the SI unit of H? SI unit of H. H is called as what? Magnetizing field strength. SI units are given by ampere divided by meter or ampere meter inverse. You have to remember this. How to identify this is magnetizing field strength. Magnetizing field strength units are given by ampere meter inverse. Whenever they given ampere meter inverse, that is a unit of H. That is given H. What is the relation between H and B? So for free space, what is the formula? B naught value is equal to mu naught into H. Whereas in a medium, what is the formula for B? B value is equal to mu into H. Though I thought to discuss this definition in further classes, but there are some numericals are given in this based on this H. Whenever they given H value, we can calculate B value. So how can I calculate B value? By knowing H value. So B value can be calculated by the formula mu naught into H. So this is called as what? Intensity of magnetizing field. Is it understood, students? What is intensity of magnetization? Intensity of magnetization, it is the strength of the magnetizing field which is used to So magnetize the magnetic substance. For magnetizing the magnetic substance, so what is the strength of that magnetizing field? That is only called as what? Intensity of magnetization. Have you got it, students? So today topics are okay now. So by this, what are the topics are needed for the second part? This is the part 2. So part 2 topics are completed. Okay, Nara? If anyone want to make the screenshot after the class recorded class will be sent in group. And this is the definition for intensity of magnetization. Magnetization intensity units are given by ampere by meter. Dimensional formula will be given by, so ampere. Dimensional formula, if I want to write for H, dimensional formula will be given by A into L power minus 1. Pole strength units are ampere meter. Field strength, magnetizing field strength units are ampere by meter. Okay. Now we'll continue with the numericals. This part, numericals now will continue. So shall we continue the numericals of this part? Let us see. This is in new material 5.2. In new material, they given it as exercise name as 5.2. See this question. First question. Okay, na? Questions based on what are the topics we discussed from the 2 days. From the last 2 days, what we are discussed for this topics regarding what is magnetic field induction, what is Coulomb's law, what are the topics we discussed. That is for the second part. These are the questions. Now you will get the clarity regarding the concept of the second part. Second part majority concept is based on, so this one only. Is there any problem with the audio video, students? With audio or video, is there any problem? Are you following, Ara? Is everything clear? This question number 25. Okay. This is question number 25. Okay. Already we discussed question numbers. So closing the chat box. See the question number 25. When a bar magnet of magnetic moment capital M placed in a magnetic field of induction B, the each pole is experience a force F. Then the distance between the south and the north poles of the magnet measured inside it is. A bar magnet is placed in magnetic moment capital M placed in external magnetic field of induction B. Each pole is experiencing a force. How it is placed, they not mentioned. Each pole is experiencing a force F. Then, so distance between the south and the north pole of the bar magnet. What is the question? Let me consider external magnetic field. Uniform, non-uniform. They not mentioned anything. So this is external magnetic field. In this external magnetic field, let me consider one bar magnet. Here is there of south pole. Here is there of north pole. Now magnetic moment direction. This is the direction of M bar. Magnetic moment is given by what? M bar. So what is the length value? So length value will be given by 2L. 2L is the length of the bar magnet. Now it is experience a force. Force acting on the each pole. Force acting on the each pole formula. So F_r will be equal to M into B, where small m is the pole strength. Because we know the definition for magnetic field induction. Magnetic field induction nothing but force acting on the unit north pole. B is nothing but F divided by M. From this F_r will be equal to M into B. Okay, Nara? They asking what is the magnetic length value, but capital M magnetic moment can be written as magnetic moment value can be written as small m into 2l, which is equal to small m into 2l. From this, small m value can be written as capital M divided by 2l. When small m is equal to capital M divided by 2l, so what happened to F value? Force acting on the each pole can be written as capital M divided by 2l into which one? B. Now I want to calculate which value? 2l value. So 2l value is nothing but capital M into B divided by F. What is 2l? 2l is nothing but the magnetic length. What is the magnetic length? Magnetic length value, it is the distance between the two poles, which is given by M into B divided by F. Okay, Nara? First, what we calculated, they're telling that bar magnet is placed in external magnetic field of induction B bar. That bar magnet magnetic moment value given it as capital M. Force acting on the each pole they given it as F. F value is equal to small m into B. Then B value will be equal to F divided by M. Then M value will be equal to capital M. Capital M is called as what? Magnetic moment. Capital M is called as what? So it is the magnetic moment. Magnetic moment. Magnetic moment value, capital M value is equal to small m into 2l. From this, small m value is equal to capital M by 2l. So from this, F value will be equal to capital M divided by 2l into B. Then 2l value is equal to M into B divided by F. So 2l is nothing but magnetic length, which is M into B divided by 2l. So what is the answer for this question? M into B divided by F, not 2F, F. Second F. Okay, Nara? Is this okay, na? That's question number 25. Next, question number 28. The total number of magnetic field lines of force originating or terminating on a pole of pole strength value M. How many number of field lines originating or terminating due to a pole of pole strength? So let me consider a pole of pole strength, one pole ra. So let me consider that pole of pole strength M. So if it is the north pole, field lines will be directed outwards. If it is a south pole, field lines will be radially directed inwards. Correct, Ara? But how many number of field lines are originating or how many number of field lines are terminating? The number of field lines due to a pole of pole strength M. Actually, we studied the Gauss law in electrostatics. So what is the Gauss law in electrostatics? In electrostatics, the Gauss law will tell you the total flux. Flux is nothing but a total number of field lines. Total number of field lines passing through surface normally. So will be equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge. In Gauss law of electrostatics, what is the reason for the field lines? Electric field lines, which is the source? Charge. Charge is the source of electric field lines. So electric flux value given by 1 by epsilon naught into Q. Actually, we will come to know Gauss law in magnetism in further class. It is not Gauss law in magnetism, but you know that magnet with a single pole will never exist. Magnet will exist with a dipole only. Two poles are compulsory. Whenever we consider with a single pole, when we consider a single pole, so the magnetic flux is nothing but it is a measure of magnetic field lines, either terminating or either entering. So this magnetic flux value directly proportional to the pole strength. When pole strength value more number of field lines. When pole strength value less number of field lines. In a free space, the proportionality constant value given by mu naught into M. It is same as that of Gauss law in electrostatics, but it is not Gauss law in magnetism. Gauss law in magnetism, there is one more method is there. It is not Gauss law in magnetism, but similar to that of here. Actually here, so electric flux is directly proportional to the charge. Charge is the source of electric field lines. To remove the proportionality, so what is the constant value given by, which is of epsilon naught. So epsilon naught is the permittivity property. Okay, Nara? So impedance property of the medium, or it is the electric property of the medium. Whereas magnetic flux value directly proportional to pole strength. When pole strength value more means more number of field lines. When pole strength value less means less number of field lines. But here what is the proportionality constant? Mu naught. Mu naught is the admittant property, admitting property. So it is called as what? Permeability. Permeability of the free space. In free space, so phi p value given by mu naught into m. What is the question they asking? The total number of magnetic field lines originating or terminating. The total number of magnetic field lines originating or terminating. Here they not mention the medium. So that terminating or originating or terminating due to a medium. So in a, due to a pole of pole strength m, that is given by what? So which is equal to mu naught into m, which is given by what? Mu naught into m. Why today less members? Because anyhow recorded class is ending. Afterwards we can watch live class or recorded class. You will get the difference. It will not be that much effective recorded class compared with the live class. So try to give more priority for the live class, not for the recorded class. Okay, Nara? Is this question understood? Pradeep is raising some doubt. So what's your doubt, Pradeep? Pradeep, you raised the doubt, but if I open the chat box, what I'm getting a problem is everything will be recorded. Okay, na? Sir, not getting. Chinmay, what you are not getting? Chinmay, where you not getting? Which question, Chinmay? This problem, 28th problem. We have confusion, please. New material, sir. Array, you don't bother regarding the new material or old material. Already old material is there in group. Don't make this one very big issue. Old material is there in group. Still, old material is available for everyone. A recorded class is not sent for the Bagalkot students. Please send it today. Okay, that I will tell you. I will explain once again. Chinmay or Viresh, whatever, first old material was sent in group. That old material is common for all. Next chapter onward, new material will be sent to the group and everyone will follow the new material. Now old material is available for everyone. That is the reason why I am also following the old material. Sir, is it useful, sir? Which one useful, Akshata? How can you come to know the question for this free space? Because in all mu naught options are given in mu naught. Which confusion, Shivani? Shivani, what's your confusion? Question numbers. Question number for assignment here. Here assignment. In assignment or here. In assignment. In assignment, I will send both. New material also I will send, old material also I will send. What are the question numbers as per the new material and what are the question number as per the old material also I will send. You don't get confused. Now let us see for this question. Let us see for this question. And remaining subjects, which material they following? Other subjects are there, na? Chemistry, other subjects. Which material they following? Old or new? In group, they given old material or new material? In group, they posted new material. New material, how come, ra? Okay, then today onwards, I will give the assignment. In chemistry, I think it is not new. Assignment questions, can I give from the new material? Can I give the assignment question from the new material? Okay, now assignment questions I will give from the new material. Okay. You don't bother. Okay. Now first concentrate on this question. Concentrate on this question. What they given? So someone is asking how you come to know free space. After checking the question, once you see here all are given mu naught only. Mu naught only means there is no other alternative only for free space. How many number of field lines either entering or either leaving? The number of field lines, so number of magnetic lines of force are originating or terminating on a pole of pole strength m. So number of field lines originating or terminating is directly proportional to pole strength m. To remove the proportionality constant is given by mu naught. Throughout the magnetism, the proportionality constant is mu naught for free space. So phi p value will be equal to mu naught into m. Phi p will give you the measure of number of magnetic field lines passing through given surface normally. Okay, what is the answer for this question? Which is mu naught into m. Mu naught into m is the answer for this question. Is it okay now? Now this question okay, Nara? This is for the electrostatics. You compare both. In electrostatics, electric flux value directly proportional to charge. Their proportionality constant value 1 by epsilon naught. Whereas here magnetic flux value directly proportional to pole strength. So what is the reason for the magnetic field lines? What is the source of magnetic field lines? Magnetic pole, bar magnet or pole strength. So that's why here phi b value directly proportional to m. Phi b value will be equal to mu naught into m. Okay, now this question. Can I go move for next question? Is the question number 32 from the old material. Question number 32 from the old material. Next chapter onwards, not this chapter. Next chapter assignment, if you want, I will send the question from the new material. But from the here, what are the materials we are making? What is the material sent in the group? As per the old material only. So that's why this is the reason we are continuing with the old material. Okay, now because everyone have to get it the new material. It takes some time to get it for the material for everyone. If they did not get the new material, they have to face the problem. Those who are having the old material, you can check from the group. It is not a big problem. The material was there in group. The material, old material was posted in group. But only for this chapter, till completion of this chapter, you can follow the material which was posted in the group. From the next chapter onwards, compulsory 100%. The material is essential for everyone. College material new only. That only will follow. So question number 32. P and Q are two unlike magnetic poles. Induction poles. Induction due to P at the location of Q is B. And induction due to Q at the location of P is B by 2. What is the ratio of their pole strength of P and Q? So there are two unlike poles are given. One pole is given it as P. This is pole P and this is pole Q. Let me call this pole strength value M1. This pole strength value I will call M2. Here magnetic field induction at P due to Q, I will call it as B1. Here magnetic field induction at Q due to P, I will call it as B2. B1 is the magnetic field induction at P due to the pole M2. B2 is the magnetic field induction at Q due to the pole M1. That only na? Magnetic field induction at a point formula, magnetic field induction due to isolated pole formula, mu naught divided by 4 pi into m divided by d square. Magnetic field induction value directly proportional to the pole strength. For a given separation, magnetic induction value directly proportional to the pole strength. Here, the magnetic field induction at P is B1, is directly proportional to pole strength at Q, M2. Magnetic field induction at Q is B2, is directly proportional to the pole strength at B1. Sir, why you written this? If pole was the pole strength here, now if I want to calculate the magnetic field induction at point P, due to this pole strength, what is that value? Mu naught by 4 pi into m divided by d square. If I want to calculate the magnetic field induction at Q, which is the pole I need to consider M1. If I want to calculate the magnetic field induction at P, which is the pole I need to consider M2. So due to that reason, M1 value, B1 value directly proportional to M2, B2 value directly proportional to M1. B1 is the magnetic field induction at P, B2 is the magnetic field induction at Q. So what I will get the answer of B1 by B2? B1 by B2 value is given by M2 divided by M1. M2 divided by M1. But in this given question, the magnetic field induction due to P at the Q, at the location of Q. So what they given? B2 value they given it as B. In this given question they given at Q, magnetic field induction B2 is given it as B. And similarly, the magnetic field induction due to Q at the location of P, that is value of B1. B1 value given it as B by 2. Pole strength of P I called M1, pole strength of Q I called M2. They asking the pole strength of which one? P and Q. So if I want to calculate the pole strength of P and Q, M2 by M1 I got. But I want to calculate m1 by m2, which implies what is the value of m1 by m2 value? m1 by m2 value will be given by, so b2 divided by b1. What is b2 value? b2 value given how much of b? b1 value how much of b by 2? b2 value is b by b1 value b by 2. Someone raising the doubt? So b cancel. So answer will be given by 2 by 1. What is the ratio is given by? So ratio value given by 2:1. Still any doubt? So ratio value given by 2:1. Regarding this question, still any doubt? Someone raising the doubt, raising the hand. It is understood? Huh? What is the ratio of b1 by b2? Why b1 proportional to m2? Why b2 proportional to m1? What is the expression for magnetic field induction due to a pole strength m? B inversely proportional to m. Why inversely proportional, Akshay? Why inversely proportional there? No, it is not inversely proportional. Although when we consider this is B definition for magnetic in a external magnetic field. In a external magnetic field induction definition. That's very good question. In external magnetic field induction, in external magnetic field, whenever they give an external magnetic field, in that external magnetic field, already given the formula here, due to a pole strength m. So what is the magnetic field induction value? Due to a pole strength m at a point P, magnetic field induction formula mu naught by 4 pi into m divided by d square. B value directly proportional to m. When B value inversely proportional to m, when I consider external magnetic field, in that external magnetic field, if I consider any pole strength value m, so that time what is the formula for B? Magnetic field induction at that point is defined as the force acting on the unit north pole. This is in the external magnetic field. But what is the formula I written? That is the formula for magnetic field induction due to isolated magnetic pole. Due to a single pole, what is the formula for magnetic field induction? Magnetic field induction due to a single pole. So due to a single pole, the magnetic field induction value that is given by what? So B value will be equal to mu naught by 4 pi. The value of B is equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi into m divided by d square. B directly proportional to m. Akshay, is your doubt clear, Dara? Very good question you asked. But here, when you are dealing with the individual poles, B inverse directly proportional to m. When you are considering the external magnetic field, whenever a pole strength m placed in external magnetic field, B inversely proportional to m. Okay, na? Is this question okay, Nara? So this is the question number 32. So after question number 32, question number 33. 33 from the old material. What is the material posted in the group? So these are the questions selected from that only. Question number 33. For assignment also, you refer the old material which was posted in the group. Don't get any confusion. Two north poles of each pole strength m and the south pole of pole strength m are placed at the three corners of an equilateral triangle of side A. The intensity of magnetic field induction at the center of the triangle. So they given one equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle of side given it as E. So there are two north poles are given. Here one north pole is there, here one north pole is there. So poles having pole strength value same m. And here they kept one south pole. What they asking us to calculate? So they asking us to calculate what is the resultant magnetic field induction at the centroid. If I call this is vertices A and this is B and this is C. Now due to the north pole, this north pole, magnetic field will be radially outward. Radially outward. Can I call it as BA bar? And due to this north pole, magnetic field will be radially outward. So this is given by, can I call it as B bar? Magnetic field induction at O, this is the centroid. At A, will be radially outward BA bar due to A. And due to B, radially outward, which is BB bar. Whereas at C, it is south pole. Due to the south pole, magnetic field will be radially inward. So direction of magnetic field, which is given by BC bar. Three magnetic fields are there. If I want to calculate the resultant magnetic field at the centroid, I can apply the principle of superposition. According to the principle of superposition, the resultant magnetic field is given by BA bar plus BB bar plus BC bar. Okay, Nara? BA bar plus BB bar plus BC bar. If we want to add vector addition, we can follow, because once again, we can follow parallelogram law. By using parallelogram law, we can add any two at a time. First, when I consider BA bar and BB bar, this angle is 30 degrees. This angle also 30 degrees. What happened to this angle? 120 degrees. What is the angle between? But all are equal in magnitude. BA bar. What is the distance of AO? So AO, distance of A from the centroid, distance of B from the centroid, distance of C from the centroid will be same, which is equal to A divided by root 2. Correct, Ara? Distances are same. Pole strength also same. What is the formula for magnetic field induction due to a single pole formula, which is mu naught divided by 4 pi into m divided by r square or d square. This is the formula for due to single pole. Since distances are same, pole strength also same. 3 having the same pole strength also same. So B1, B2, B3 or BA magnitude, BB magnitude and BC magnitudes are same, which is given by mu naught divided by 4 pi into m divided by d square. M divided by what? D square. Their magnitudes are same, but directions are not same. What is the resultant of BA and BB? Can I call it as BAB bar? BAB. What is the angle between BA and BB? This angle value 120. The resultant of BA and BB is by using the parallelogram law, which is given by BAB bar. BAB bar and BC bar both are in the same direction. How can I calculate BAB bar? So two vectors of equal magnitude and angle value is equal to 120. So how can I calculate the resultant magnetic field? Resultant magnetic field value given by, so BAB bar value given by, so BA square plus BB square plus 2 into BA into BB into cos theta. What is theta value? Theta value will be equal to 120 degrees. Cos 120 value minus 1 by 2. I will get BAB value will be equal to B. BA value, BB value or all are equal. Can I call it as B? Which is equal to B. So B value nothing but mu naught by 4 pi into, so m divided by d square or a square. Ido distance value given it as A na. What about this equilateral triangle side value given it as E? Equilateral triangle side value given it as E. And one more here, AO value, BO value, CO value will be equal to A by root 3. So here I can write by d square. D value nothing but, this is nothing but D. Once listen, are you getting us, students? Diagram okay na? Vector sum okay na? What is the distance of each vertices from the centroid A by root 3 okay na? When the equilateral triangle of side A given, distance of each vertices value given by A by root 3 okay na? So what is the formula for magnetic field induction due to a single pole formula? Mu naught by 4 pi into m divided by d square. D value how much? A divided by root 3. So I will call BA value, BB value, BC values are equal, which is equal to B, which is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into m divided by d square. Can I substitute D value? D value A by root 3. When I write A by root 3 whole square, which is mu naught by 4 pi. Mu naught by 4 pi into, here m by A by root 3 whole square. The 3 whole square will come to numerator, which is 3. 3 into m divided by what? A square. This is the BA value. Now I calculated the resultant of which one? BA and BB. I got B value. How BA and BB? BA value. This is BAB and BC. BAB and BC both are in the same direction. When both are in the same direction, what is the final answer? The final resultant magnetic field at the centroid will be the sum of which one? Will be the sum of BAB bar and BC bar. Since BAB bar and BC bar both are in same direction, what is the magnitude of BO? BO magnitude is given by BAB plus BC. BAB value is nothing but B. BC value also nothing but B. So what is the answer is given by? So answer is 2b. 2 into b, which is equal to 2 into b value how much? Mu naught divided by 4 pi into 3 into capital M. So divide by how much? Small m. 3 into small m divided by a square. What is the final answer given by mu naught divided by 4 pi into, so 6 into small m divided by a square. This is the final magnetic field induction at where? So at the centroid. What is the option for this question? So answer is what? Mu naught divided by 4 pi into 6 into m divided by a square. 6 into m divided by a square. This is the magnetic field induction at the centroid. Directions are understood now? Y directions are radially outward, Y directions are radially inward. That you should get it clearly. So at where we want to calculate? We want to calculate the magnetic field induction resultant value at the centroid. So we called one north pole is there at E, and one more north pole is there at B. Due to this north pole magnetic field value we called BAB bar, and due to this north pole we called magnetic field value, so BB bar. Angle between BA bar and BB bar is given by 120. By applying the parallelogram law, when these two are represented by, so two sides of a parallelogram, diagonal will give you the resultant. So what is the resultant value given by, which is of BAB bar. BAB bar. There is one more pole is there, south pole is there at C. At C there is a south pole is there. Due to south pole magnetic field is given by BC bar. How BC bar and BAB bar both are in same direction? What is the final resultant? Final resultant is the sum of BAB bar and BC bar. Understood, Ara? Is there any doubt regarding this question? Is there any doubt regarding this question? Question number 33. Is it clear? Vikas, raising your hand. So already chart box open. Still any doubt? Is this question understood, Ara? Vikas, is there any doubt? Sir, in question they asked intensity. Two north pole, intensity of magnetic here. Intensity of magnetic induction field. Intensity of magnetic induction field is nothing but magnetic field induction only. Induction field is nothing but B only, na? Because magnetic field induction, one more name is also called as the intensity of magnetic field induction. Have you taken A by root 3? What is the distance of each vertices from the centroid in equilateral triangle? Third, okay, someone is asking third step. What is the third step? Here the third step is magnetic field induction. I will tell you how it is A by root 3. Magnetic field induction, here what is the formula? Magnetic field induction due to a pole of pole strength M, given by the formula B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into M divided by D square. This is the third step. Since all three poles of same pole strength and three poles is equal distance from the centroid, due to that reason, when pole strength is same, distance is same, magnetic field induction same. Magnetic field induction due to A and B and C are equal in magnitude, which is given by mu naught by 4 pi into M by D square. D square value is A by root 3. Mu naught by 4 pi into 3M by A square. Okay, na? And Vikas is asking, someone is asking, how it will come A by root 3. Equilateral triangle, how you will get it as A by root 3. Correct, na? Equilateral triangle is there. Now this is the distance I want to calculate. If I call it as A, and this value will be equal to, so this angle value will be equal to 30 degrees. Centroid will divide the median in the ratio 2:1. So 2:1 ratio will get it. And this distance value will be equal to A by 2. You can find out now. What is the value here is there. Now this value will be equal to A, equilateral triangle, this is E. And this value will be equal to A by 2. So you can find out this value. This value you can find out. What if I call it as A, and if I call it as D, if I call it as C, you can find out the median CD value. CD value you can find out by using, so which one? Pythagoras theorem. You can find out the value of CD. CD value given by root over a square minus, so a square by 4, which is given by root over, so 3 into a square by 4. That you will get ED. Then here the centroid is there. Here the centroid is there. And this angle value will be equal to 30 degrees. Centroid will divide the median in the ratio 2:1. Idu 2, idu 1. What is AD by AO by OD value? So AO by OD will be equal to how much? Will be of 2:1. 2:1 value will get it. From this we can find out OD value. So OD value will be equal to, and AO plus OD will be equal to how much? Will be equal to ED. By using this geometry, we can find out what about the cos 30 degrees value. By using that, you can find out AO value. What is AO value? AO value will be equal to A divided by root 3. AO value can be calculated by the formula A divided by root 3. Is it okay now? What is the distance of each vertices from the equilateral triangle centroid? From the centroid, each vertices is at a distance of A divided by root 3. So use this geometry, you can find out AO value will be equal to A divided by root 3. Okay na? Next question. So this is the answer for this last question. B naught value will be equal to mu naught by 4 pi into 6m divided by a square. Next question. Two identical north poles, pole strength value m, kept at vertices A and B of equilateral triangle ABC. Side value E. The mutual force of repulsion between them is F. So the magnitude of magnetic field induction at C value will be equal to how much? So question number 40. Again, they given one equilateral triangle. At this equilateral triangle, three vertices are there, A, B, C. So they kept two poles. What they kept? So they kept a mutual A, B, C. Each of pole strength value small m. That equilateral triangle of side value E. The mutual force of repulsion between them is F. The mutual force of repulsion between them is F. What is the magnetic field induction at C? Magnetic field induction is also called as intensity of magnetic field induction. The another name for the magnetic field induction has one more name, magnetic flux density. It is also called as the intensity of magnetic field induction. Okay, Nara? So they asking us to calculate what is the magnetic field induction at which one? C. So here also north pole is there. Here also north pole is there. The repulsion force between them will be equal to F. The repulsion force between them will be equal to F. They are asking us to calculate what is the magnetic field induction at C. If I want to calculate the magnetic field induction at C, let me consider one unit to north pole. If I consider one unit to north pole. So if I consider that another identical north pole, when I consider the north pole, here let me consider one more north pole. Pole strength is M. So on this north pole, repulsion force will be there due to A. The repulsion force is given by Fe. And what is the force? Repulsion force acting on the north pole placed at C due to B. That is given by FB1. Are you getting Ara? To calculate the magnetic field induction at C, I should place one pole. I can place a north pole. Okay. If I place a north pole, so what is the repulsion force acting on that north pole is Fe due to E. And due to B is Fp. Since it is equilateral triangle, this angle is 60 degrees means this is also equal to 60 degrees. So Fa value is equal to Fb. Both are equal in magnitude. Equilateral triangle, which is equal to F. What is the resultant force acting at C? The resultant force acting at C will be the vector sum of force acting due to E and force acting due to B. Fa bar and Fb bar. What is the angle between Fe and Fb? Which is Fc value given by, so root over Fa value, Fb value F, which is equal to F square plus 2 into F square into cos 60 degrees. Cos 60 value 1 by 2 after simplification. So what I will get the answer for FC? FC value will be equal to root 3 into F. FC value what? Root 3 into F. This is the resultant force acting on the what is a C. So they are asking us to calculate what is the magnetic field induction at C. The magnetic field induction at C, so force acting at C divided by pole strength. So what is the force acting value? Root 3 into, so F divided by M. So what is the resultant magnetic field induction value, which is given by BC? So BC value will be given by root 3 into F by M. Is this question okay, Nara students? If any doubts are there, once you check, simple question. So two identical poles are placed at A and B, two vertices of a equilateral triangle. What is the resultant magnetic field induction at C? They are asking. For calculating the resultant magnetic field induction at C, I consider another identical north pole. The repulsion force acting on that identical north pole due to A is Fe and due to B is Fb. What is the angle between Fe and Fb? 60. Fe and Fb both are inclined at an angle 60 degrees. Since Fe and Fb are equal in magnitude, that is F. So what is Fc bar? According to the principle of superposition, Fa bar and Fb bar. So Fc bar is given by root over f square plus f square plus 2f square into cos 60 degrees. Understood? This is equal to what? Cos 60 degrees I will get. So Fc value will be equal to root 3 into F. Again, you don't ask why it is root 3. Here cos 60 1 by 2, 2 to cancel. F square, F square, F square, I will get root 3 into F. Then what I will get the answer for BC? BC value will be equal to, so Fc divided by M. Okay, which is equal to root 3 into F divided by M. Is it okay, students? Is this question understood? Any doubt? Still any doubt regarding this? Any doubt regarding the previous question? So we'll continue one more last question for this class. 49th one, old material 49th one. Two identical bar magnets are joined to form a cross. If this combination is suspended freely in a uniform magnetic field, the angle made by the magnets with the field direction in equilibrium position. This is one of the application for yesterday question. So two identical bar magnets. Two identical bar magnets means same magnetic moment. They are arranged like a cross. They are arranged like a cross. So they arranged like a cross. Where they suspended in the horizontal component of earth magnetic field. What about the earth magnetic field component value BH? The first bar magnet magnetic moment value. Let me call the magnetic moment of first bar magnet is M1 bar, M. And the magnetic moment of second bar magnet is M2 bar. This is of magnetic moment of second bar magnet is M2 bar. This one I will write it as M1 bar and this is of M2 bar. If M1 bar making an angle theta, M2 bar making an angle 90 minus theta because both are cross. For equilibrium, what is the condition? For equilibrium condition, they given it as, for this system of two bar magnets are in equilibrium, what is the condition? Tau 1 should be equal to tau 2. Torque acting on the first bar magnet is equal to second bar magnet. Since both bar magnets are pivoted, fixed at a point, when torque acting on M1 will be exactly equal to the torque acting on M2, the system will not rotate. They will keep in equilibrium. So tau 1 formula M1 into BH into sin theta, torque formula. Tau 2 formula M2 into BH into sin 90 minus theta. 90 minus theta. But in this given question, they given M1 value is equal to M2. Both are identical. When both are identical, so what I will get the answer is given by M into BH into sin theta will be equal to M into, so BH into cos theta. M value, BH value, M value, BH value cancel. What I will get tan theta. So tan theta value equal to 1. So theta value will be equal to 45 degrees. What is the angle made by the first bar magnet? The angle made by the first bar magnet with the BH is 45 degrees. Since both are inclined at an angle 90 degrees, when it is 45 degrees, when theta 1 value is equal to 45 degrees, what happened to theta 2 value? The value of theta 2 will be equal to 90 minus 45. So 90 minus 45 means, what is the answer I will get? 45 degrees. So what is the angle made by the two bar magnet? So angle value given by 45 degrees and 45 degrees. So this is yesterday concept. Two bar magnets are arranged like a cross. Okay, this combination is suspended freely in a uniform field. What is uniform field? Earthomagnetic field. The angle made by the magnet with the field direction in equilibrium. These both are fixed about a point and free to rotate in a horizontal plane in this uniform field. Actually, what happened? Both north poles will be on either side of BH. Then for equilibrium, tau 1 value will be equal to tau 2. Then we can calculate. Is this one understood, Ara? Students, is this question okay now? So that's it for today class. I'm stopping the recording. What is the class? YouTube class I'm sending. In that doubt session will not be there. Only the class only will be there. So after stopping the recording, if any doubts are there regarding the class, you can ask.